Stacey on Vikings. I'm on a boat.
Hi, I'm Abby Murphy, Assistant Photo Editor at the Tower Light.
And I'm Daryllee Hale, Associate Arts and Life Editor at the Tower Light. And we're here to tell you about episode 3 of Vikings.
Okay, so to start out, last episode we ended up with all the spoils of war that Ragnar and friends brought back to the Viking
Less
village.
of war, more of just pillaging the poor monks.
The poor monks, that was me all episode, frankly. I was just like, poor monks, poor monks, poor monks, because poor monks.
So the Vikings were coming back, and they're bringing the monks back with them, the ones who they decided not to kill.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really interesting on the boat on their way back to see the way that the Vikings reacted to violence and the way that the monks reacted to violence, because there's a real difference in emotion there.
When they threw that monk overboard, Athelstan saying oh, by the way, this guy's dead, and they just unceremoniously just throw the guy overboard, and the looks of horror on the monks' faces, you definitely saw the contrast between their ways of life. It was very apparent from early on that there's going to be some kind of tension between that.
And then, of course, when they get back to the Earl and they have to deal with the tensions there.
Oh, geez, yeah, lots of conflict at home.
I really wanted a battle to break out then. I don't know about you, but I did, because it was just the tension was building, and I just want them to go at it. I'm ready.
Yeah, and then Ragnar just kind of put a little gold bowl on his head, dancing around. It was everybody laughing at him, and you could see there could definitely be some potential power plays maybe in the future between the Earl and Ragnar. At least the Earl seems to perceive it. I don't think Ragnar's really out for it. He just really likes going west.
Yeah. And then, of course, Athelstan, I choose you!
Yes, it was so nice. Yeah, when they actually, if all the spoils of war, I think he definitely chose the most valuable one, just strategically, and because he's an awesome character. Come on. Yeah.
And then I think it's cool that they try to do nice things for Athelstan. I mean, obviously he's considered a slave, but they're trying.
They did try, maybe a little too hard sometimes.
Yeah, that was definitely an interesting point when they proposed the threesome to Athelstan, but it definitely also shows a lot about Viking culture.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think they really got the whole thing that priests don't do that, and Athelstan's kind of awkwardly explaining to them about it, and it was an interesting crash culture. What is that? Kind of lost in translation, culture mash.
Yeah. But it is really cool to see the pieces of culture come through, like the way that Athelstan tries to shave his head, and just the different ways of life that they led back then. I think that's really cool to see. And also how the Earl uses his religion to kind of justify and manipulate what he's doing. For example, when the 13-year-old slave boy, he's using him as a slave, and he kills him and kind of uses his religion to justify that. So I think that kind of shows the menace of the Earl.
Yeah, he was very scary this episode. Kind of the power that he wields, you definitely got a lot bigger sense of that.
Lagartha's going next time!
Oh, yes. So excited. Lagartha will probably get to see more of her in action. But man, I do not envy Athelstan being left at home with the kids. Oh, geez. If anything happens, I would not want to.
Yeah, especially with Lagartha's threat. She's quite threatening.
Quite.
And then, of course, they arrive in Northumbria, England.
Yes, definitely. And that was interesting. The kind of sheriff guy riding up, be like, hey, what are you guys doing here? You're definitely peaceful traders with your axes and battle shields. Just a normal trading expedition.
And let me talk about Lagartha's battle dress, because that shit was hot.
It was awesome. She's definitely one of my favorite characters.
Bjorn is really getting on my nerves.
Yeah, a little bit. Bjorn, yeah, a little bit. Yeah, he's a cool character, but we haven't really seen much of him yet. I'll be interested to see more tension, especially with Athelstan. He was really, really angry that a slave, this kind of stranger comes in the house. It's he's going to take care of me, especially because he really wants to be old enough to kind of go out on the raids, the summer raids with Ragnar, and then all of a sudden he's being told to stay at home. But the daughter, what was her name again? I didn't quite catch it.
I don't remember.
Her name, she likes Athelstan, so I like her.
I don't know, Bjorn just has a sense of entitlement that I don't like. Rubs me the wrong way.
It's definitely going to be some tension in later episodes, for sure, between the father-son dynamic.
But I really like seeing the cinematography involved.
The cinematography, we don't talk about enough, but wow, the whole time watching this was just so much scenery porn. It was awesome.
And then right before they got on the boat to go to Northumbria, and they showed this shot of Ragnar and Lagartha, dead on. I was like, oh!
framing of everything. The cinematography of this whole show is just gorgeous. It's such a treat visually for the eyes.
And the episode ended with like the shot of like the blood washing into the water from the beach battle, and I thought it was super cool, super well done.
Definitely.
Yeah, beautiful.
Oh, and the languages on the beach, the Old English and the like Scandinavian, I could be wrong, whatever language they currently spoke at this time. That was really cool to see the subtitles and them going back and forth. And just hearing the accents are really cool. So, interesting history lesson.
Yeah, and I think all the, now being the third episode, judging the acting or the casting choices, I'm really happy with all of them. I think Rollo is a jackass and he plays that well.
But the bond that he has with Ragnar is really interesting.
Yeah, so. that is an interesting dynamic that's coming through more too.
And Lagartha, of course, flawless.
Yeah.
And then Athelstan, of course. Kind of love him.
So overall episode grade?
A, definitely. The pacing has definitely kind of picked up. Like just right in the middle of it, and there was we thought this episode was even longer than the last one, just because there seemed to be a lot more going on.
I would give it a solid A.
Definitely.
Yep.
Solid A.
Seal of approval.
Yes.
I'm Daryllee Hale for the Tower Light.
And I'm Murphy from the Tower Light.
And make sure you comment, tell us what you thought of the episode, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.